The moon is not just a guardian of the night sky, but a powerful symbol that has governed our emotions, guided our intuition, and signaled times of change throughout the ages. Phul, the Lord of the Moon, is an ancient entity that has been said to influence everything from the precious metal silver and the vast bodies of water that cover the earth to the practices of healing and medicine that hark back to a time of potions and lunar herbs. So, that's what we're going to be learning about today. Phul, the Lord of the Moon. All right. Phul is the mysterious figure who is the sovereign of the moon. This astral body, which has captivated humanity through the ages, is more than just a bearer of light in the darkness of night. It's a symbol of a myriad of human experiences and natural processes. In times long past, in lands etched with the footprints of ancient civilizations, Phul's dominion was recognized and revered. I don't know if it's Phul or Phul or Fool. I'm just going to go with Phul. It was believed that all lunar attributes, the ebb and flow of emotions, the whispers of intuition, and the relentless cycles of change, were under the expansive umbrella of Phul's influence. Consider, if you will, the waxing and waning moon, a celestial dance that mirrors our own cycles of growth and retreat. To our ancestors, Phul was the grand choreographer of these movements, orchestrating the rhythms of the moonlit sky with a silent yet powerful command. Intuition, that quiet inner knowing that often escapes explanation, was also a gift said to be bestowed by the moon's ruler. As the moon holds court in the night sky, it illuminates hidden truths, igniting a spark of recognition within the seekers of old, guiding them through the dark with gentle luminescence. Change is the only constant in life. It flows ceaselessly like the ever-shifting tide. Phul, in his lunar throne, was acclaimed as the master of this transformative power. Much like the moon's journey from new to full, he was believed to oversee the transition from one state of being to another, a cycle that shapes and molds the fabric of existence. The historical connection between Phul and the moon is a tapestry of beliefs entwined within the natural world. It paints a portrait of a spirit that is intricately linked to the rhythm of our lives and the pulsing heart of the cosmos. To discuss Phul is to navigate the storied pathways of lunar lore, an exploration of how ancient cultures sought understanding in the silvery glow that trails across the night. Since ancient times, Phul, the ruler of the moon, has held dominion not only over the celestial body, but also over elements on Earth closely tied to lunar rhythms. Silver, the illustrious metal known for its reflective quality, shares an ethereal bond with the moon. It's said that the lunar spirit endows silver with its sheen, and, in antiquity, silver was often used in rituals and currency, believed to carry the moon's purity and protection. The connection between Phul and bodies of water runs deep. Histories and mythologies from various cultures depict the moon as a force that controls the waters of our planet. Tides, the daily rise and fall of sea levels, are a direct result of the moon's gravitational pull. It's a dance of push and pull that has dictated the lives of seafarers and coastline inhabitants for millennia. This celestial influence extends to shape the way ancient civilizations understood and interacted with their environment, whether it be through navigation or the timing of fishing expeditions. Furthermore, the growth of plants is historically entwined with the lunar cycle. Many agricultural practices were based on the phases of the moon, a knowledge passed through generations of farmers. The idea was that just as the moon exerts its pull on the vast oceans, it could also encourage the growth of crops, affect planting times, and determine the best moments for harvest. These profound associations paint a vivid picture of how our ancestors perceived the extent of Phul's reach, intertwining the moon with silver, water, and the very sustenance that grows from the soil, a testament to the enduring legacy of lunar influence throughout history. Also, the figure of Phul emerges as more than a mere celestial governor. He stands as a sentinel of health and well-being. To understand the role Phul plays in healing and medicine, we need to look back to a time when the moon's influence was paramount in the medicinal practices. Historically, Phul's grasp stretched far beyond the silvery light that graces our night skies. His domain included the cultivation and use of lunar herbs, plants believed to hold powerful curative properties basking in the moonlight. These lunar herbs were at the core of potions and traditional remedies. The ancients believed that harvesting these plants during certain lunar phases could enhance their healing potency. These practices were grounded in the rhythm of the moon's own cycles, drawing parallels between the natural ebb and flow of the celestial body and the human body's need for balance and restoration. Elixirs and salves infused with these botanicals under Phul's watchful eye were not just physical treatments, but were thought to hold the essence of lunar energy. Such concoctions were often used to address maladies that stumped the traditional healer, which offered a mysterious alternative to conventional methods. The methodologies for preparation and application of these remedies were passed down through generations, with each culture adapting and infusing its own unique practices, yet all recognizing the intrinsic connection between the moon and the art of healing. These practices suggest a recognition of Phul's nurturing power, affirming his control over plants' growth and vitality, and by extension, their ability to mend the human frame. As we consider the vast expanse of healing traditions, we see the lunar spirit of Phul woven into the very fabric of historical medicine, an embodiment of the healing arts that transcends the boundaries of time and culture. Phul's role has been shrouded in an aura of mystique, intricately connected in the sphere of women's health, fertility, and the sacred process of childbirth. In ancient traditions, it is this very lunar spirit that was frequently called upon to oversee matters of conception and nurturing life, reflecting upon the moon's timeless symbolism of femininity. Many cultures have looked to Phul as a guardian of women's mysteries, a watchful protector, and a giver of life. Historically, the moon's association with the feminine principle is a global sentiment found etched in mythologies and folklore where lunar deities are often female, embodying the very essence of motherhood and creation. Phul, in his lunar capacity, inherits these attributes, making him a central figure in the rituals that begged for his favor in matters of pregnancy, the safe passage of childbirth, and the well-being of women in their most vulnerable moments. This celestial influencer was not just seen as a passive entity, but as an active force, guiding women through the rhythmic cycles akin to the waxing and waning of the moon itself. The cyclic nature of the moon, similar to the menstrual cycle, forged an allegorical correlation so strong that it underpinned many a prayer and ritualistic plea for Phul's intervention. It was believed that aligning with the lunar spirit's energy could substantially increase fertility and ensure the health of both mother and child, making Phul an essential presence in the most intimate aspects of life. The secrets of womanhood, from conceiving new life to the nurturing of families, were all believed to fall under Phul's expansive celestial domain. As a caretaker of such profound human experiences, Phul's impact was not merely a footnote in lore, it was enmeshed in the very fabric of historical societal practices, symbolizing an eternal bond between the moon's ethereal glow and the earthly realm of femininity. Through him, the ancient wisdom that surrounds childbirth and its complexities were passed down generations, a testament to the enduring belief in the moon's pivotal role in women's mysteries. Historically, Phul's influence has been deeply interwoven with the fabric of psychic powers, where his authority extends over the mystical dimensions of prophecy, dreams, and divination. In ancient times, individuals steeped in mystical traditions would call upon Phul to sharpen their inner vision and to glean insights from beyond the veil to physical reality. It was a common belief that under the pale luminescence of the moon, the veils between worlds thinned, granting those with the knowledge and reverence for Phul the opportunity to tap into the profound streams of foresight and understanding. Prophets and oracles of yore paid homage to Phul, seeking his aid to interpret the cryptic languages of dreams, a theme recurrent throughout the annals of history. Divination practices also fell under Phul's lunar mantle, where his influence would be sought to instill clarity and accuracy in the interpretation of omens and signs. Whether through casting stones, reading the patterns in sacred pools, or interpreting the movements of the stars, Phul was regarded as the guardian of these processes, silently guiding the hands and minds of those who operated within this arcane domain. This allowed us to understand Phul's control over subtle energies, and it was not merely a footnote in mythic texts, but rather a cornerstone of esoteric practices and rituals. This perceived mystery over the nocturnal arts provided comfort and insight to countless souls seeking to navigate the mysterious tides of fate throughout the ages. The moon, with its presence in the night sky, has long been a source of inspiration and wonder. Throughout history, cultures around the world have looked up to the moon and drawn a connection between its phases and human psychology. Our ancestors believe that just as the moon waxes and wanes, our inner emotions follow a similar cycle. Think of how the full moon is often linked to high emotions and energetic peaks, while the new moon is associated with calm and introspection. It's these natural rhythms that reflects the emotional impact full is said to have on individuals. The changing phases under Phul's governance were thought to be more than astronomical events. They were fundamental to understanding the rise and fall of our personal energy and mood. Historically, this cyclic influence attributed to Phul has been a crucial element in rituals where aligning one's intentions with the lunar cycle could mean the difference between harmony and disarray. It was common to initiate projects or relationships as the moon grew fuller, and to release or conclude them as it diminished, all in a dance within these celestial cycles. The influence of Phul was particularly respected when coping with emotional upheaval. In times of stress or sorrow, traditional practices under the guidance of Phul's wisdom would seek to restore emotional balance and tranquility. Reverence for Phul encapsulated respect for the ebb and flow of life itself, recognizing the natural order in both the cosmos and the human heart. It teaches us a lesson that remains timeless: to be mindful of the cycles, to honor the emotions that connect us to the world and to ourselves, and to find solace in the understanding that after darkness, light follows, just as a new moon yields to the full. In ancient times, the concept of time was deeply interlinked with the celestial bodies, and no celestial body has held more sway over our understanding of time than the moon. Its phases mark the passage of days and months, encapsulating the essence of a clock set by nature itself. At the heart of this cosmic timepiece was Phul, the lunar spirit whose influence stretched across the heavens and deep into the human experience. Historically, Phul was seen as the conductor of natural rhythms. The waxing and waning of the moon doesn't just present a visual spectacle in the sky, it dictates the rhythmic dance of the ocean tides. As the moon governs these powerful ebb and flow cycles, so too was Phul revered as a master of these tidal forces. Fishermen, farmers, and navigators would look to the moon's cycles, guided by Phul's hand, to determine the right time for casting nets, planting crops, or setting sail. Beyond the tides, the moon's cycle was a calendar for ancient peoples, its phases a guide through the progression of time. Phul's domain was thought to include overseeing these cycles, his power woven into the recurring patterns of night and day, of fullness and darkness. The repeating nature of lunar cycles provided a dependable schedule, essential for agricultural practices and religious festivities and communal gatherings. This cyclical nature of lunar influence under Phul's control also extended to the broader concept of natural law. His supposed jurisdiction stretched into the unseen realm, where the periodic occurrences of eclipses and the seasonal patterns resided. To the ancients, these events were sacred and immutable, and by observing them, they felt connected to the eternal, unchanging principles that Phul embodied. Phul's authority over time and natural rhythms was more than a matter of utility. His presence in myth and folklore symbolized the unbreakable connection between the cosmic and the terrestrial, reminding our ancestors of the unceasing rhythmic pulse of the universe, a pulse to which all life dances, knowingly or not, to the quiet command of the moon and its ancient spirit, Phul. The concept of transformation is a cornerstone in the realm of magic, where change is often the most sought-after effect. Historically, Phul, as the lunar spirit, stands as a pivotal figure in such transformational practices. The moon itself is a symbol of change, manifest in its monthly cycle from new to full and back again. Similarly, Phul's domain extends to aiding practitioners in navigating transitions, symbolizing the spiritual guidance provided during times of personal metamorphosis. In various traditions, invoking Phul was integral to rituals crafted for the purpose of transformation, and whether it was the turning of the tides in one's life or the actual alteration of a situation, calling upon Phul was thought to ease these shifts. The dynamic nature of the moon, which Phul embodies, reflects the potential for flux and adaptation inherent in the universe. But change, as governed by Phul, was not only external but internal. Those seeking to alter aspects of their own selves, their habits, thoughts, or emotional landscapes, would engage in moonlit ceremonies to draw upon Phul's transformative energies. It was widely believed that aligning oneself with the rhymes of the moon would facilitate a smoother and more harmonious change, just as the moon seamlessly transitions from phase to phase. Adding to the layer of profundity was the lunar cycle's connection to the alchemical process. Alchemists, those ancient practitioners of the mystical sciences, revered the moon's cyclical nature, and its correspondence to the stages of alchemical transformation, from the blackness of negredo to the purity of albedo, and finally to the reddish gold hue of rubedo, symbolizing the achievement of the great work. In this way, Phul was seen as both the guide and the gatekeeper of alchemical and spiritual transcendence. So throughout history, the act of seeking protection through invocation has been a revered practice, especially during the vulnerability of night. Phul, as the ruler of the moon, is deeply intertwined with the nocturnal realm and its concealed mysteries. Invocations aimed at Phul have been crafted with the hope of harnessing his control over the night's uncertain elements to guard against potential perils. Ancient practices including recitations of specific mantras or prayers at dusk, petitions for safe passage through the dreamscape, and rituals designed to ward off the intangible entities that roam freely under the moonlit sky. These invocations were often accompanied by the burning of lunar herbs, each chosen for the reputed ability to amplify the protective energies attributed to Phul. The use of amulets or talismans, sometimes inscribed with symbols representing lunar cycles, was common among those seeking Phul's safeguard. Laid beneath the pillow or hung above the sleeping area, these objects served as physical anchors for Phul's protective influence. The intent was clear: to draw Phul's dominion over the night, to create a sanctuary ensuring tranquility until the break of dawn. And that's all I got. Have a great day, guys.